What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about, in my opinion, the best game of the weekend, OU versus Auburn. In Norman, Oklahoma, 2:30, ABC, Jackson Arnold revenge game. Let's dive into it. Talking about this game, I'm going to start with the guy who's coming back to town, Jackson Arnold. I think in this game, the big key is, can we figure out kind of who he is as a quarterback? Last year, I don't think he was ever truly into the system. He didn't love the system. It wasn't who he committed to. All his receivers were hurt. This year, he looks better. He looks more comfortable, but we're still yet to see him really unleash his full self and throw the football down the field. I think Oklahoma's going to test that. I think we're going to play defense a little bit like the Michigan game. We're going to pack the box a little bit more, play our safeties down, prove you can beat us with your arm, and then we'll respect it. My question is, if he can beat us with his arm, then how do we play defense? How do we rebound, and how do we change our game plan? And I really do trust Brent Venables to be able to make the correct adjustments at halftime or in the middle of the game as that defensive mastermind to go ahead and stop Jackson Arnold. I think the other big thing with Jackson Arnold is his legs. We saw him run it a ton last year. We're going to see him run it again this year. Is he going to be able to hurt us with those legs? I think he will be. Are we going to play a contain? Are we going to run quarterback spies? How are we going to contain his running ability? Because he really has that. We saw him torch Alabama. We saw him torch Baylor. Baylor made no adjustments, and he torched them for over 150 rushing yards. Oklahoma can't fall into that same trap. We're going to have to stop his legs as well as stop his air in his passing game. Jackson Arnold also has two probably top 10 to top 15 wide receivers in the country, Eric Singletary Jr., and then they have Cam Coleman. We saw Cam Coleman last week go up and just catch some insane jump balls that Jackson Arnold was able to just throw up there. Against this Oklahoma team that's Oklahoma secondary, you're not going to be able to do that. You won't get away with those plays like that. And those are plays that I think Oklahoma can really make a difference in this game, is forcing Jackson Arnold into plays like that, into bad plays that cause turnovers, and then Oklahoma has to go capitalize on those. We know our offense can do it. We've seen our offense do it. Can the defense create turnovers? We haven't seen that yet this year. With how good they've played, they haven't forced a turnover yet. If we can force Jackson Arnold into turnovers, which he was very prone to at his time in Oklahoma, way too many fumbles, too many bad interceptions. If we can force him into those situations, Oklahoma will win this game handily. My question is, Hugh Freeze is going to try to game plan around how can we make you not have those turnovers. I think a lot of Hugh Freeze's offense game plan is going to be, let's run the football, let's run the RPOs, let's see if they can actually stop it. Because right now, we haven't seen anyone be able to stop Auburn's run game yet. Can Oklahoma stop it? I think they can. But if they can, then what do they switch to? Okay, let's run some little screen passes. You know, we have two really good wide receivers who have the speed to go get a 70-yard touchdown off a screen pass. Will they do that? Will they be able to capitalize? Michigan tried it, and it didn't work. They have film of us on that. Does that mean they're going to try other stuff? Are they going to try to beat us with their play action? If they can run the football effectively and they have a quarterback they trust down the field, I think Auburn's going to turn into a lot of run. The majority of their passes be play action to try to torch Oklahoma down the field when our safeties bite. I think another thing for Auburn is their defense. Against South Alabama last week, Auburn they could stop them because they only scored 15, but they weren't getting stopped consistently on drives. They were marching down the field. They were getting yards. Oklahoma is a million times better of an offense and a better schemed offense than South Alabama. You're going to have to fix that defense if you want to be able to stop John Mateer, Deion Burks, Keontez Lewis, Jaron Kanak. We have the offensive weapons. Now let's go use them. I think for Oklahoma, some big keys in this game are, what's the run game going to look like? Last week was the first week we really truly tried to establish a run game, but we played Temple. You should be able to establish a run game against Temple. If you can't, you have some serious problems. But we had a 100-yard rusher for the first time this year in Torrey Blaylock. Is he the true running back one going forward? We don't know as the Oklahoma fans yet. The coaching staff has been very choice with their words of what they're going to talk about with Jaden Ott. So we don't know what his injury or what his situation is looking like. Being that this is the first week in SEC play, we will get an injury report. What will we find out about Jaden Ott on the injury report? Find out a lot. If he's not on the injury report, well then why is he not playing football right now for us? Is it a coaching staff issue? Does he have disciplinary issues? If he is on the injury report, well then now we know, but then why the coaching staff lie to us? So a lot of questions will be answered with Jaden Ott in my opinion. But I think right now, you got to feed the hot hand. Torrey Blaylock should be running back number 1, and it seems like Javonte Barnes is running back 2, and Jaden Ott's running back 3, which is what the initial depth chart showed at the start of the season. We were all like, oh, that doesn't matter. Well, maybe it was the truth. Maybe we weren't lying about that depth chart. For Oklahoma, we're going to have to out-scheme our defense around Jackson Arnold. We know how he plays. Brent Venables had practice with him every day last year. We know how Jackson Arnold plays. We know what he's comfortable with, what he's not comfortable with. We know what schemes he likes to run, and we also know what he's prone to in the football game: turnovers, fumbles, and interceptions. Oklahoma's defense is going to be able to scheme up stuff that confuses him in his head. We are going to be able to scheme up stuff that's going to make him want to throw that football when it's really not an open pass, but it looks like one. Brent Venables is going to have to scheme him up a lot differently than Bryce Underwood, because Bryce Underwood was fully stack the box, make him throw the football. Against Jackson Arnold, they're going to throw the football. They're not scared of it. We just don't know if he can do it fully yet. Which team can use this revenge factor to their advantage more? Jackson Arnold, he has the revenge. He played here at OU. He has some love for this town. He doesn't hate Oklahoma, but he may hate the way he had to leave out the door. I don't know that Jackson Arnold wanted to leave, but I think that he had to leave with what we were bringing in. He realized, it's not my place anymore. I have to leave. We don't know the behind the scenes. Was he forced out? Did he choose to leave? He's going to have emotions in this football game. Whether those be good emotions, bad emotions, mixed emotions, it's probably all of those combined. How does he use us to his advantage? Is he going to come out here and be like, you know what? You don't think I can throw the football? Let me show you how I can throw the football. Let me show you why I was that 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Let me show you why you all deem me as the next big thing, as better than Arch Manning. He may go try to show it. On the Oklahoma side, this defense, they're going to want to light him up. This defense last year had to fight tooth and nail just to be able to get off the field last year, just for Jackson Arnold to come out there and fumble it, and the defense be out there 3 plays later. This defense single-handedly won this Oklahoma team 6 football games last year. The only game Jackson Arnold helped them win was Bama. That was it. Other than that, this defense won all those games last year by themselves. They're going to have revenge and wanting to go show him, we're still that defense, bro. We're still going to go whoop up on everybody we play on defense. And that includes you because you're on our calendar next. I think this Oklahoma defense is going to have more fire than this Jackson Arnold does. And I think that's truly one of the big things that's going to make this game the way it is. And it's going to be more of a defensive battle. I don't know if I take the over on the points. I think we get closer to a score in the 20s and the 10s. I don't think we get a super high scoring. I think at the end of the day, this game is going to come down to which quarterback is going to make that mistake when it matters the most. I'm not talking about if Jackson Arnold fumbles the football in the first quarter of the game, because you can rebound from that. You then have 45 minutes to rebound. I'm talking about it's fourth quarter, game's on the line. Is Jackson Arnold going to fumble again like we saw him do it a lot last year? We don't know. Is John Mateer going to throw a football on a rope that needed to be a drop in the bucket and it becomes a turnover? We don't know. We had a lot of plays against Michigan that should have been turnovers that weren't because Michigan didn't capitalize. Ultimately, it comes down to which team and which quarterback is going to make the crucial mistakes, and which team and which quarterback is going to be able to capitalize on those crucial mistakes and win this football game. If Oklahoma has as many mental mistakes we had last week, I don't think we win this football game this weekend. John Mateer had one play that should have been intercepted, broken up by Isaiah Satania. We had 2 roughing the kickers, gave Michigan the possession back. We had a muffed punt. That's too many mental mistakes and too many interceptions that should have been thrown. If we do that against Auburn, we will lose. I trust in Ben Arbuckle, and I really do trust in John Mateer to come out and win this football game. I think I'm going to go with a final prediction of 27-23. Give me the Sooners. Thank y'all for tuning back into the channel. Make sure to hit the subscription button. Make sure to hit the noti bell to be notified when all my new videos go live. Thank y'all for watching. Boomer.